friends, we are ready for the herringbone stitch. I have used my blue Choco pens repeatedly in the last 3 weeks as we've gone to shows, like hundreds and hundreds of times. And I am not very good at getting rid of them when they start to get dull or marking them a different way. So I went back and got a different pen, as you can see, and I remarked these a little bit better so that you could see them. So the herringbone stitch, let's start with the variegated green thread. And this stitch is kind of like awkward cross stitches. So it actually, let's look at the picture. At these spots where my lines cross right here, I'm actually going to stitch on both sides of that. I'll go in here and out there. I'll go in across here and out there. And you can either do one green and then one white and then one green and then one white, but I think that's a recipe for tangling. So I just went through and made sure that every time it went down this way, I was on top. But I'll show you what I mean. So we are going to come out just a little bit above the spot right here on the corner where they cross, just a little bit, as if we had taken a little bite out of that spot. Okay, now we're going to come down to this next one. I think I'll turn it this way so that I can see. We're going to cross over to the other side, and we don't want to get that line that we marked in the center. We want to go just on one side of it, in on one side, out on the other side. And because we need it to cross, there we go, there's our cross. Now up here to the next one, there's our line. Let's mark that line a little bit better. There you go, now you can see that a little bit better. And again, I'm on the outside lines I did, but I'm going in one side, in the far side, out the close side, down here, in on the far side, back on the close side, out here, in on the far side, back on the close side, here, in on the far side, back on the close side. And then this last one, I would go in on the far side, and that's kind of where the edge of my fabric is. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in at the edge of my fabric. Okay, so that is one side with the herringbone stitch done, and that in and of itself is the herringbone stitch. This one is actually a double herringbone because we're going to go back and do the same thing on the opposite side with white. So again, I'm going to start a little bit before, there we go, a little bit before the line where they cross. Now, I mentioned that when I do this, rather than trying to tangle my threads, so when I head up on this one, well, up in orientation to where I have it now, I'm going to make sure white's on the top. So again, just past the line to just before the line, but the opposite direction, I want the green thread to be on top. So just tuck your thread underneath. Okay, now again, we're going to go to the opposite side, back to a little bit before. And this time the white's going to be on top. Remember, we're alternating, so it looks like we wove it as we stitched it. So go a little bit past the line to a little bit before the line. This one's supposed to be under, so we're going to go under. Notice how I lead with the eye of my needle because that one won't catch any threads. It's not sharp enough to catch any threads. Past the line to before the line. Going this direction, we go over. Past the line to before the line. And in this case, this is where this one will meet right down here in the corner. So we need to go under. And when I set these lines up initially, I set them up so that they would just meet right here. Okay, that is the herringbone stitch. Now we're going to follow that stitch with just couching it down. Remember, couching is just tacking something down. And so I just did little straight stitches right here on each one of these little X's to hold it in place. You don't have to couch it down. I just thought it looked cool with another color in there. Okay, that is the herringbone stitch. See you next time.